You step off a flight in Tokyo, someone asks you a question in Japanese, and your headphones translate it into English before they even finish their sentence. It's the first time these headphones stop feeling like a luxury purchase and start feeling like a legit tool. From the outside, the Airpods Max look exactly like the ones Apple released back in 2020. Same aluminum, same mesh, just a few new colors, but Apple completely swapped the brains of these headphones. The new dual H2 chips change everything, but only if you know what settings to fix first. So the first thing I changed was the digital crown. So out of the box, turning it front to back increases the volume, which feels wrong. If you've ever used a real volume dial, it leads to constant accidental volume spikes when you're just trying to kind of adjust the ear cups. You can reverse this. So go to settings, tap your AirPods, hit digital crown, and swap it to back to front. It's a tiny tweak that makes the headphones just feel better. And while you're in that menu, look for the new camera remote toggle. When your camera app is open, the crown now acts as a physical shutter button. If you've ever tried to prop your phone up for a group photo or a vlog, you know the frustration of setting a timer and sprinting back into the frame. Now you just stand where you need to and press the crown. I suggest setting this to press once for the best results. Just know the trade-off. While the camera is active, you can't use the crown to pause your music. When you're shooting content alone, it's worth it. Next, the H2 chip pushes the active noise cancellation to be, it's about 1.5 times more effective than the original model. It's great for flight engines, but the setting that you're going to use most is adaptive audio. It's a dynamic blend that reacts to your environment in real time. It keeps the isolation high for constant drones, but algorithmically opens the seal for sudden sounds like a siren or someone that's actually calling your name. And then there is conversation awareness. If you talk to yourself or sing along while you work, the new Airpods Max, they're gonna drive you crazy. Every time you open your mouth, your music dies. The tech can't tell the difference between you talking to a person and if you're just vibing to a song. If you find your music dipping out every time you hum, go into your settings and turn it off. However, keep loud sound reduction turned on. It acts as a safety net, instantly turning down sudden loud noises like construction work before it hits your ears. The live translation feature is good most of the time, but only if it works without lag. So if you do have spotty cellular in a foreign city, the delay makes a conversation impossible. So to make this functional, you have to set it up for offline use before you leave your house. So go into the AirPod settings, tap translation, then download the specific language that you need. And by having the model stored locally on your iPhone, the translation happens on device. It's faster, it doesn't need Wi-Fi, and your conversations stay private. So to start a session, just press and hold the listening mode button on the right ear cup. Next, let's say your hands are full with groceries or you're typing at your desk. The new internal gyroscopes allow for silent interactions. If you turn on announce calls and announce notifications, you can respond with head gestures instead of speaking commands. You nod your head up and down to answer a call or shake it side to side to decline. It also works for dismissing text messages, notifications. It's a good way to manage your phone without having to speak orders at a pair of headphones in a quiet room or in a crowded train or somewhere. Plus, the wake word is just Siri now, which does feel, well, it's more natural. All right, so the long-awaited move to USB-C, it's not just about charging convenience. For anyone editing video or recording audio, the big win is wired fidelity. So when you connect to a Mac with a standard USB-C cable, you get true 24-bit, 48 kilohertz lossless audio. Now, most importantly, this wired mode gives you that ultra low latency monitoring. If you are recording a podcast or working in Logic Pro, you can hear your own voice in real time without the millisecond delay of Bluetooth. Apple also retuned the 9 mic array for studio quality recording. Now it's not going to replace a studio XLR mic like a Shure, but it's clear enough to use as a backup lav mic for remote interviews. And for gamers, game mode kicks in automatically when you launch a game on iOS 18 or later. It doubles the Bluetooth polling rate, which cuts down wireless lag, so what you see on the screen finally matches what you hear. Now, Apple still hasn't given us a native system-wide graphic EQ. They want the adaptive EQ to handle everything based on how the cushions fit your head. But if you find the default sound a bit dark or even muffled, there's a workaround in the accessibility menu. Navigate into settings, accessibility, audio and visual, and open headphone accommodations. If you enable it and select balanced tone, it just adds a subtle lift to the upper mids. It pulls vocals forward and adds clarity to the acoustic tracks that the factory tuning sometimes mutes. It's the closest thing we have to a dedicated EQ on the iPhone. Next, to make the headphones act a bit smarter, use the iOS Shortcuts app. You can create an automation triggered by the Bluetooth connection. I have mine set to automatically reset the media volume to 50% the second they connect. It's a simple way to protect yourself so you don't accidentally blast your ears if you left the volume at 100% the night before. You can also set location-based triggers like automatically turning on noise cancellation the moment you arrive at a noisy gym or your office address. Now, the build quality on these are great, but the mesh headband can get stretched or even dirty, and what Apple doesn't advertise is that you can actually remove it yourself. If you take a SIM ejector tool and press it into the tiny hole at the top inside edge of the ear cup, the headband connector unlatches, and this makes deep cleaning the mesh just easier and means if the band ever breaks, you can just swap it out for a replacement without tossing out the headphones. Now, for cleaning the aluminum and the cushions, remember there is no water resistance rating. Never run them under water. Use a dry microfiber cloth. If you have stains, use a cloth slightly dampened with some fresh water and let them dry for a few hours before reattaching. And for the USB-C port, only use a dry, soft bristle brush to clear out the lint. Anything metal will damage the contacts. Now, battery health is a long game, so to slow down battery aging, try to keep the charge between 30 and 80%. Leaving them at 100% on a charger all night causes unnecessary stress. Make sure optimized battery charging is toggled on so your phone learns your routine and only finishes the last 20% right before you wake up. Physically, the smart case is still just a magnet wrap that leaves the mesh headband exposed. For a $549 investment, that's just not enough protection if you're throwing them into a backpack. I do suggest a third-party hard case from a brand like Waterfield Designs or WeWoo. These cases have magnets built in to trigger the ultra-low power sleep mode, but they actually protect the hardware from getting snagged or even dirty. Now, there is one hardware reality you should know before you misplace these. Despite the new H2 chips, Apple didn't include the U2 ultra wideband chip, and that means you don't get precision finding. There's no green arrow on your phone to point you to the exact spot that they're hiding because the aluminum ear cups block the ultra wideband signal. You won't get that precise guidance. If they are wedged deep into your couch cushions, you're back to wandering around your living room, waiting to hear a ping rather than being led right to them. All right, so look, the 2026 AirPods Max 2 aren't a flashy redesign. They are about finally bringing the over-ear model up to speed with the rest of the Apple lineup. If you already are using an iPhone and a Mac, the level of integration is very seamless. The H2 chip makes features like lossless USB-C monitoring and live translation genuine upgrades to the daily workflow rather than just gimmicks. All right, thanks for hanging out. I hope this helps you get a bit more out of your setup. I'll catch you in the next one.